All of the views and opinions expressed in this video are solely my own. The purpose of this video is to cause awareness of the current situation I believe we are facing today. Life. By definition, it is the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. But is that all that life is? Birth, experience, and death? Or is there more? 1 Corinthians 6:19 says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God?" If we look at the molecular formation of our bodies, our temples, we can find clues to how connected we truly are to the Creator. One of them being His name on every strand of our DNA. Let me explain. In a single DNA strand, there contains nucleotides. Nucleotides are one of the most basic structural units, comprised of 3 parts: nitrogenous base, pentose sugar, and phosphate. It is a building block, an organic molecule which may be joined together in a repeating fashion to form more complex molecules called polymers, such as DNA and proteins, that are fundamental to biological structure and function. The unique thing is the order in which sulfide bonds your 2 DNA strands together to make up the double helix. They occur after the 10th pair of nucleotides, again after the 5th pair, and 6 pairs later, and then again 5 pairs later. If we look in the Hebrew alphabet, we find the 10th letter is Yod, the 5th letter is He, and the 6th letter is Vav. Yod, He, Vav, He. These letters, mirroring the nucleotide sequence, spell the name Yahweh. That is the name of God used in the Hebrew Bible. Yahweh meaning, I am who I am. Looking at the situation through this lens, one could theorize on every human chromosome is the symbol of the divine, and a promise that you were made in His image and sealed with His name. I believe it is this divine design that the enemy desires to obliterate. By injecting loaded messenger RNA into cells, one can sneak fragments of foreign enemy DNA through the carefully guarded nuclear walls and unload their contents into the beautiful DNA that God wrote for you. Like cutting off your arm and giving you a mechanical one in its place, our DNA is being removed and replaced by a counterfeit one. Through my research, I believe the reality of what is happening is that the name of God, I am what I am, written into the sulfide bond arrangement in our DNA, is being erased and replaced with the inserted DNA loads of messenger RNA, with instructions for the protein factory to start manufacturing enemy spike proteins. This is a hijacking of not only our DNA, but I believe our spiritual connection to the Creator. A cleverly engineered coup on a worldwide scale to throw off the connection of God to His creation. If you want to know who's behind this diabolical plot, all one must do is follow the money. You will find it leads you to very high-profile, influential people with families that operate through many front organizations to orchestrate significant political and financial events, ranging from causing systemic crisis to pushing through controversial policies at both national and international levels. They are known by many names, such as the New World Order, the elite, the Cabal, and the Illuminati. But their goal is the same: a globalist agenda that is conspiring to rule the world through an authoritarian one-world government, which will replace all sovereign nations. Psalms 2:2-4 says, "The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." The Greek word for band is demos, meaning a bond, a string, or a ligament. The Greek word for cord means string, rope, or tether. Could this possibly be the carefully placed sulfide bonds that depict the name of the Creator Yahweh, which are being destroyed and broken by the vaccine contents? The word cord in Hebrew is shebet, still the common name for cord or rope throughout the East. Such ropes or cords are made of goat's or camel's hair, first spun into threads and then twisted and intertwined into the larger and stronger form. DNA is also intertwined, just like a rope. Is this the plan of the kings of the earth, the elite, to come together and attack God's creation? To hijack our DNA, destroy his name, remove his signature, and transform the human body into a genetically modified part human, part computer, which can be controlled externally? Our bodies are supposed to be a dwelling place for the Spirit of God to live inside of us and to receive direct communication with our Creator. We are told in Revelations that the Antichrist's ultimate goal is to sit in the highest place intended for God, the third temple, which has not been built yet. 2 Thessalonians 2:4 says, "He will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God." But interestingly enough, when Jesus came and shared the truth of knowledge with us, he told us that now, because of the blood sacrifice that he paid, we are now temples for God, for his Spirit to dwell within us. Many Christians have been waiting for the third temple to be built so that the Antichrist can go sit in it. But the theory here is, what if the body transformed through Christ is the third temple, and the diabolical deception currently underway is the first step in the rollout of the plan to install the abomination that causes desolation right within the holy place of the temple, your very own body. 2 Corinthians 6:16 says, "What agreement has the temple of God with idols? For we are the temple of the living God. As God said, I will make my dwelling among them and walk among them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people." In every nation, people are being coerced into taking this supposed vaccine. The scheme, I believe, is to destroy your temple and to leave it desolated, overtaken and subjugated to an ancient enemy who has always coveted God's throne and the worship of his people. The Greek word for sorceries is pharmakia. And according to the Thayer Greek Dictionary, pharmakia is the use or administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, and magical arts, often found in the connection with idolatry, which is the worship of idols. Revelations 18:23 says, "For your merchants were the great ones of the earth, for by your sorcery all nations were deceived." So is it pharmaceutical deceptions that are employed to fool the whole world into a covenant that separates us from our Creator? If we look at the word corona and count up the letters in number form, it equals the number 666. But even more interesting is the word COVID-19 itself, possibly having the meaning Certificate of Vaccination ID, and 19 equaling 1 for A and 9 for I, AI. Certificate of Vaccination ID, AI. Could this be the Certificate of Vaccination ID that will be tracked by a global AI entity? Thessalonians 2:11 says, "A strong delusion will be released so that the people will believe the lie." The word for delusion comes from a Greek root word meaning deceiver or impostor. The Dark One desires nothing more than to remove God's image and replace it with his own. Revelations 13:15 through 18 says, "The second beast was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship it to be killed. And the second beast required all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of its name." Here is a call for wisdom. Let the one who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and that number is 666. By taking this vaccine, I believe you become a part of their system. A fully standardized data collection and retrieval, AI-powered 5G tracking system through the use of an element that mysteriously showed up in the jab: graphene oxide, an electrically charged nanoparticle. The atomic number for graphene is 6. It is a group IVA element residing between boron and nitrogen on the periodic table, and it is comprised of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. It is important to note that graphene in its purest form is 95 to 99% carbon. Graphene is a single thin layer of graphite that has incredible abilities such as flexibility, transparency, impermeable to most gases and liquids, and is an excellent conductor of electricity. By late 2017, scientists had developed a method of combining graphene's flexibility with terahertz detection, a unit of frequency creating electromagnetic waves, so as to make it possible to connect to the Internet of Things. Could this be the means by which we are connected to the system, monitored by our very own cells, sending back signals, calculating everyone's potential contribution or threat to the system, to show whether or not we've been a good citizen for the New World Order, for the all-seeing eye, for the beast AI system? That is for you to decide, but I will leave you with this. Guard your temple and keep it holy. Do not allow it to be breached. Be a lover of truth. Seek truth. Desire it. Go after it and hunger for it. For those who do not love truth will fall prey to the strong delusion that is currently wrapping its tentacles around the entire planet. If you believe in the blood price that Jesus paid for you, then you already have something greater within you than any 5G network. Your eyes have been opened, and you desire for the Spirit to work within you and through you. John 14:26 states, "But the Helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he will teach you all things, and bring to your remembrance all that I have said." And I will leave with this. Ephesians 6:11 says, Put on the full armor of God, so that you will be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. May God bless us all and give us strength in the times to come. Where we go one, we go all.